ready to start the public hearing. My name is, turn this on. If anybody wants a copy of the rules, they can raise their hand. Mindy, I think the board. All right. My name is Mike Warren. I'm the chair of the North Carolina Appellate Board and preside over this hearing. This public rulemaking hearing of the North Carolina Appellate Board is hereby convened. Let the record show that it is now 10:03 a.m. It is April 9th, 2024, and the location of the hearing is at the Hilton Garden in Charlotte Airport, 2400 Cascade Boulevard in Charlotte, North Carolina. Other members of the board who are present at this hearing are Marcella Coley, Darius Chase, Al Morgan, Gregory Scotton, and Clay Taylor. The North Carolina Appellate Board, pursuant to the authority vested in it by the North Carolina Appellate Act and the North Carolina Administrative Procedures Act, proposes to amend rules contained in Title 21, Chapters 57A through 57D. Notices of this hearing has been published in the North Carolina Register in Volume 38, Issue 18. A copy of the notice of rulemaking proceedings will be made a permanent part of the record in this matter. I didn't ask you if you were ready. Were you ready?
I already started.
Okay. The hearing is being conducted in accordance with provisions of Article 2, Chapter 150B of the North Carolina General Statutes. Our purpose is to provide interested persons the opportunity to present any comment they wish to make concerning the rulemaking action that is proposed. The board will also receive written comments submitted until May 14th at 5 p.m. Please note that this hearing is a time for the board to receive remarks. Members of the board will not respond to questions, but will listen to any comments presented. If members of the public need clarification on the proposed rule, please contact a member of the appraisal board staff. Ms. Patrick, if you want to summarize the rules.
Sure.
I'm going to briefly summarize the rules that are being proposed to consider. So the first rule is 21 CAC 57A 0204, and this change generally includes some technical amendments and incorporates new requirements within the APB, the Appraisal Qualifications Board, real estate appraisal qualifications criteria that goes into effect on January 1, 2026 regarding use tax course to be changed and the addition of course on valuation bias and fair housing laws. It also clarifies the time frame of current continuing education requirements and it explains the out-of-state affidavit adoption for continuing education. Then 37A 0206. Yes.
Excuse me, can you move the other microphone just a little bit further?
Oh.
That mic is too high. Let's try that. Let's see if that helps a little bit.
This changed.
Is that on? It sounded like when you put it down, it's still making. Okay.
That's This change, 57A 206, this change incorporates the new requirements within the AGB real estate appraiser qualifications criteria that goes into effect on January 1st, 2026, regarding these taps. Courses need to change to the addition of course and valuation bias and fair housing laws. And then 57A 0301, this change removes the limitation on the number of attempts to take the exam from 5 per application and changes the pass date from 1 year to 24 months. 57A 0303, this change extends the exam approval from 1 year to 24 months in accordance with the AQB criteria. 57A 0501, this change removes the cost of use path books as it's not a fee determined by the board and is no longer accurate. 57B 302, this change removes the reference to guidance number 1 as it no longer outlines all course content requirements within the AQB real property appraisal qualification criteria that goes into effect on January 1, 2026. 57D 0101, This change incorporates the current AMC registration application questions needed in accordance with the AMC final rule. 57D, O202, this change incorporates some technical changes and incorporates the current AMC renewal application questions needed in accordance with the AMC final rule and clarifies the year as being a calendar year. 57D, O302, this change amends the rule name to state change in registration and reporting requirements. It lists all actions that need to be reported to the board, such as change adding name, federal ID, bond, ownership, appraisal, ownership, organizational structure, registered agent, and events that may cause the AMC to no longer be in compliance with the rules and laws. It adds requirements for reporting changes to designate a compliance person and owners over 10% in advance, and it clarifies dates as business days. And finally, 57A, 046, this will be repealed. So that's the summary of all the rules in play of this.
Thank you, Mr. Tank. Have any written comments to the city from members of the public concerning this proposed ruling?
Not at this time, having written
Okay. I understand we have provided this to sign up the members of the public. Do we understand we have a list of members from the public? Do we have anybody that signed up to speak?
No one has signed the list. Does anyone want to comment?
Okay. All right, then, Mr. Rogers, does the staff have any comments on the proposed rules?
I would just say at this time, we have not. We have not received any written comments, and there being no public comment today, staff recommends that the rules be adopted as proposed. Currently, we will respond to any written comments we may receive prior to voting in June, based on the deadline of May 14th for written comment.
The record of this proceeding will be available for public inspection at the board's office for the regular business hours. The board will receive written comments until May 14th, 2024 at 5 p.m. The board considers the comments made today, which you didn't have any, as well as any written comments. The board will consider any written comments and will render a decision on the proposed rulemaking action after the comment period closes on May 14th, 2024. The board will hold a meeting on Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, beginning at 9 a.m. at the offices of the North Carolina Opposing Board in Raleigh, North Carolina. At that meeting, these rules will be voted on by the board to decide whether to approve them. The members of the board and I would like to thank all of you for attending this proceedings. This hearing is now concluded. That's all we have on the agenda today.
With staff.
Yeah. On our agenda. Go ahead and start. Thank you.
Okay, just briefly for staff report, I attended the spring meeting of farm managers and rural appraisers on March 7th, 2024 at the University Club in Raleigh. I discussed current statistics on number of appraisers, the exam, volume and source of complaints, proposed rules, primarily concerning the addition of valuation bias and fair housing law, continuing education requirements. On March 26th, I addressed the North Carolina chapter of the Appraisal Institute via Zoom, discussing many of the same topics, as well as the status of the PREA rules that are to go into effect December 31st, 2025. As most of you know, the Spring Area Conference will be May 3rd to 5th in Nashville, Tennessee, and there's an additional training for regulators on the morning of May 3rd. Reminder that your SEI forms are due by April 15th, 2024, if you've not submitted it yet. If you want to check and see if they've received it, you can contact me or Mindy and we'll look it up and see if yours has been received. There will be a town hall this afternoon conducted by Ms. March and myself around 1:30 in this room to answer questions about various topics, talk about some of the issues I talked to some of the other appraisal groups, issues regarding supervisors and trainees, number of appraisers, upgrading and renewal requirements, exam statistics, complaint topics, etc. So we did ask for pre-registration, and I think we had 13 pre-registered. If there's anybody in the room that did not pre-register and would like to attend, we're glad for you to do so. We have enough space, I believe, so that won't be a problem. And as we alluded to earlier, the next board meeting will be June 4th at the board office in Raleigh.
Anyone have any questions? All right, with that, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Make the motion to adjourn.
All right. So, second.
Second.
Mr. Zedek. All in favor?
Aye.
Meeting to adjourn. As one more thing that's outside the meeting, Mr. Ipaw has asked to speak for just a second, so I want him. This
is off the record.
I'm Bob Ipaw from Gascon. I was appraising before 1991 and licensing came into effect. I wanted to say how great your staff is. Just better than anybody I deal with. Whether it's Don or Mindy, especially the two I talk to the most, and the rest of them. But they're just fantastic, and they get back to you and email you back and answer your questions and all that stuff. So I just like to propose a 10% raise for all.
Wait, let's get that back on the record.
Don and I were talking today about the last meeting in Charlotte was 10 years ago.
20.
20 years. I'm 71. One thing I did want to say is there was a drop of 200 trainees between the last two newsletters. From one to the next, trainees dropped 200. And I'm not worried about competition at all. At all. Nobody's going to take what I got. I'm ready to quit anyway. But I just think it's awful to not inform these people starting school about getting a supervisor. When I was teaching 3 licenses, first night I said, if you don't already have a supervisor, you're way behind. You got to get it. And I know that the list that you've got that the instructors are supposed to hand out is not being done in some of the schools, because I've asked the trainees, did you get something the first night? They said no. And I'm kind of jumping around because when we get out of here. The other thing is on the books. This year we've got 3 books, and invariably everybody's only got 2 books. And they got to have 3. They got to have the student manual. And if you do this again in 2 years, it would be nice. Charge whatever you're going to charge, but it would be nice if everybody had the 3 books. So there's no, I had people signing up for a class yesterday, and I said the only thing you can do is either borrow one or go online and get the electronic disc and print. But more than half the people do not have the book, the classroom book. So. But anyway, I got other stuff to say, but I won't say it today. but I do really appreciate your staff and their good work.
So this is the first time that we've moved and had a meeting outside of Raleigh since I've been on the board. So any feedback that anybody has, get it to the board staff, let them know, so that going forward we can make considerations and see if this is something that's helpful. I'm seeing new faces in the crowd. I'd like to see about twice as many people, but you know what? I'm glad y'all are here, and thank y'all for coming. So, all right. authority adjourned.